Welcome to the series lectures on Analog Electronics, Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Course code is EE311T. This is the second lecture. In the last lecture, we discussed about the semiconductors and the diode. In this second lecture, we will discuss about Introduction to Electronics, brief idea about analog and digital electronic systems, power supply and rectifiers. Word electronics. Basically, what do you mean by the word electronics? It stands for an electron mechanics. The word electronics stands for electron mechanics. Thus, electronics is a field of science and engineering which deals with the motion of electrons under the influence of applied electric and or magnetic field. The term electronics can also be defined as the field of science and engineering which deals with the electron devices and their utilization. Here the term electron device means the device in which the conduction takes place by the movement of electrons through vacuum, gas or a semiconductor. The electron devices are capable of performing various functions such as rectification, that means conversion of AC signal into DC signal, then amplification, that means strengthening of weak signals, generation, that is conversion of DC power into AC power of any frequency, then conversion of light into electricity and vice versa. Electronics took birth in 1897, whereafter vacuum diode was developed by J.A. Fleming. The major breakthrough in the field of electronics occurred in 1906 when the vacuum triode was developed by Lee D. Forrest. Triodes could be used for the amplification of weak signals. Another very important event in the field of electronics was the invention of transistor in 1948 by John Bardeen, Walter Brattain and William Shockley at Bell Laboratories. The invention of the transistors and the other semiconductor devices such as FET, UJT, SCR, that is silicon controlled rectifier, tunnel diode and Zener diode, etc., almost fully replaces the electron tubes except for very high frequency or very high voltage applications, as semiconductor devices are compact in size, light in weight, cheaper in cost, and they need low operating voltage and small power, and they operate instantly and have very longer lifetime if operated within the permissible limits of temperature. Now, there are two types of electronic systems, that is analog electronic system and digital electronic system. Here you can see in the graph analog signal and digital signal. Basically, what is the difference between analog signal and digital signal? A continuously varying current or voltage is called as analog signal, e.g. an alternating voltage sinusoidally is an analog signal. If such a signal is applied to input of the transistor, the output voltage will also vary sinusoidally. This is the analog operation, that is, the output voltage can have infinite number of values. Due to many valued output, the analog operation is less reliable. Now coming to digital signals. What do you mean by a digital signal? A signal, either it is voltage or current, that can only have two discrete values is called as digital signal. For example, A square wave is a digital signal. It is because the signal has only two values, 0 and plus 5 volts, and no other value. These values are labeled as low and high, low and high. Before going through the rectifiers in detail, we'll study about the power supply. Most of the devices in electronic equipments require a DC voltage. The DC voltage may be obtained with the help of dry cell or battery. These dry cells have the advantage of being ripple free, portable and ripple free, but their voltages are very low. They need frequent replacements and are expensive in comparison with the DC power supplies. Today, almost all electronic equipments contain a circuit called as power supply to change the mains AC into DC. Here you can see the block diagram of the power supply. It has four blocks. The input is 220 volts and 50 hertz signal is given to the transformer. Then the output of a transformer is given to a rectifier and then filter, and after that the last block is regulator. Then we will get the desired DC output. Transformer. Transformer is used to step down or step up. Transformer is used to step up or step down. It's usually step down the supply voltage as per need of solid state electronic devices and provides the isolation from the supply line, and which is the very important safety consideration. Then coming to rectifiers, the function of the rectifier is to convert an AC voltage or current into DC voltage or current. The output of the rectifier circuit has a pulsating character, that is, it contains unwanted AC components along with the DC components. Now the filters. What do you mean by the filter? The filter is a device which passes DC component to the load and blocks the AC component of the rectifier output. Filters are typically formed of reactive circuits elements such as capacitors, resistors and inductors. Now the last block is regulator. If there is no regulator in the circuit, the DC output will change if either input or load voltage will change. Therefore, the function of the regulator is to provide constant DC voltage. Now coming to rectifiers in detail. As I said that a rectifier is a circuit which is used to convert AC voltage or current into pulsating DC voltage or current. A rectifier circuit uses one or more diodes. So there are two types of rectifiers, half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. The half wave rectifier contains only one diode and the full wave rectifier has two or more diodes. Half wave rectifier. In the half wave rectification, the rectifier conducts current only during the positive half cycle of the input AC supply. The negative half of the input AC signal or supply are suppressed. Suppressed means during negative half cycles no current is conducted and hence no voltage appears across the load. Therefore, the current always flows in one direction through the load after every half cycle. Now coming to the circuit details. Here you can see the figure. The figure shows the circuit where a single crystal diode acts as a half wave rectifier. The AC supply to be rectified is applied in series with the diode and the load resistance RL. Generally, AC supply is given through transformer. The use of the transformer permits two advantages. First, it allows us to step down or step up AC input voltage as the situation demands. Secondly, The transformer isolates the rectifier circuit from power line and thus reduces the risk of electric shock. Now coming towards the operation of the half wave rectifier, the AC voltage across the secondary winding changes polarities after every half cycle. That is, during positive half cycle of the AC input voltage and A, here you can see that and A and end B. So during positive half cycle of the input AC signal, that is input voltage, and A becomes positive with respect to B. This makes the diode forward biased, hence it conducts current during the positive half cycle. During negative half cycle of the AC input voltage and B becomes positive with respect to A. Under this condition, the diode is reverse bias and it conducts no current. Therefore, current flows through the diode during the positive half cycle of the input AC voltage only. It is blocked during the negative half cycle. In this way, current flows through the load resistor RL. RL always is in the same direction. Hence, the DC output is obtained across RL. It may be noted that the output across RL is a pulsating DC which is smoothed by the filter circuit, which we will discuss later on. Now, coming to the advantage and disadvantage of this half wave rectifier. The single advantage of this half wave rectifier is it's a simple circuit and has a very low cost. But there are many disadvantages in half wave rectifier. The first disadvantage is filter is used to remove ripples. The second disadvantage is output is low because supply delivers power only half the time, and the transformer utilized in the half wave rectifier, that means the transformer utilization factor is very low in case of half wave rectifier. This is the end of the second lecture.